Good morning, guys. We are out here at the biggest property we mow. We're not mowing it, of course. It's raining. It's been raining all night long. We are here just to get a delivery. They're delivering 75 yards of mulch. They have to do it in 4 loads. I have to show them where they have to start so they don't get out into the street over here. I might come back and spade some more beds. I'm not sure. It's just really wet. We have to take Paige to driving school. So if I come back, it probably won't be until maybe 1, 2 o'clock just to do some, or I might go to the wall project and go up there and fill the rest of that wall in and level that out some. I'm not sure yet, and I just might leave starting all this until tomorrow. Now you're asking, well, why aren't you finishing the wall project and doing the pavers and everything on that? Because you got the pavers. You guys know we quoted the wall and the hill to rip everything out and then rebuild the wall and plant plantings and do all that landscaping. They had asked us about a patio afterwards, and we got the quote out after we had given the quote for this big 75-yard mulch job, and we knew we were doing this for a while. So we're going to try to squeeze this one in and then let them do their thing on the fence over there at the wall project, and then we'll come back in and do everything else after this. So hopefully if all goes good and we can find a wheeled piece of equipment, we are going to rent it, and then I'll spade all the beds. Rachel will bring all the mulch over with the tractor or whatever if we can rent one. Everything we are looking has tracks. We don't want tracks because the lawn is looking good. It's going to be coming out of dormancy, and this is the best it's looked ever since we've been doing it. I think I give that credit to the Jonathan Green Black Beauty seed we used last year. We went to all that, so I think that had a big difference in the way things grew, because we were still fertilizing the same. It's just that we use this seed instead of the Lesco seed. But it looks good. I'll show you what we're going to get into when we actually come back to spade these beds. There's a lot of beds. And if we can't get something to rent with wheeled, I'm going to buy a hub for the trailer, fix the trailer. I haven't gotten to that yet. And we're just going to load the beast up, and we're going to get a dump cart that holds probably 3 or 4 times more than a wheelbarrow does. We'll load it up and just bring it around the yard, because this mulch pile is going to be... I think the closest bed is like 50, 60 feet, and then the furthest one's probably a good all the way on the other side of the yard. So, but I'll show you real quick before they come. The mulch is going to be, look how nice the grass looks. This grass is the best it's ever looked. This was all weeds 2 years ago. Now it's mostly grass, but we have to mulch every single one of these tree rings on that side, this side. Now in the quote, we said we weren't going to save some cost, we weren't spading out any of these tree rings. None of these tree rings all the way here. You have the big oaks down here that have huge beds we're not spading out. The only thing we're spading out are this tree ring, this bed, these tree rings, and then all these beds. This bed, all this bed, the big horseshoe bed in the graveyard. This is the little graveyard. All this bed gets spaded out, and then there's beds all around this house, and then there's a huge fire pit that gets spaded out, but we'll get to that. And if you guys remember mowing, they are adding more houses over here. There's 1, 2, another house going right there. Eventually there's going to be houses all throughout this hill here, so, but we'll see. Guys, here's our first load. We're gonna put it on the grass, but we'll be fine. The nice smell of double ground pine. There you guys go. There's the first load. I'm gonna say that's about 20 yards maybe, but when I come back, hopefully it'll be all the way out to there. So I have to run to the bank real quick, and then we gotta take Paige to drivers. So we have all the mulch here. There's 75 yards there. I'm gonna come here early tomorrow and start spading all these beds, and then we're gonna get to going on this job. So I'm not gonna mess with that today. I'm gonna make sure all the mulch, I wanted to make sure all the mulch got here, and it did. I have to run up to Asheville for something, so I'm gonna go over to the wall project and fill in the rest of that wall there and level that out. And then tomorrow morning, we are going to come back up here and start spading all these beds. And then we'll figure out, we haven't figured out how we're gonna move all the mulch yet. I think hook a cart to the back of the mower, but I gotta fix that hub first. The only other thing I could think is just throw a bunch back in the back of this truck there, wheel it over right to where we're gonna go, and then scoop it off, and just be very careful backing on the lawn. So we'll see how it goes. Well, you guys will see too. So, okay, we're gonna run up to this wall project to get this done real quick. I just wanted to make sure that got done. So we're back. I'm gonna finish filling this whole side in over here. What do you say? So my battery's gonna die out. If you've seen me, how I was chiseling away up here at this hill, I want it to be more of a tapered hill. So I chiseled out the top a little more behind the property line. Well, that's probably the property line. When the fence people do what they're gonna do, we'll see what happens. But what I'm trying to do is make this kind of all pitch and have pretty much the same type of slope. So not bad, doesn't look too bad, right? I'm gonna finish raking it out, and then I'm gonna be done here. And I think we'll be back here next week to start planting plants. Hopefully the fence will be in, and digging out this and putting the patio down. So let me finish this up so I can get out of here. Okay guys, all that is pretty much graded. We're gonna throw some more up there only because I had to tamp that down a little bit, and we gotta dig out here. But I got all that done. I'm gonna bring my ladder because I want to set up the camera to do that mulch job. And with here, we decided, it wasn't in the quote, but we decided we're gonna get a 2x6, about 16 foot long or whatever, however long that is. And we're gonna top this one off with this, so it just looks even with this instead of cutting it down. We're gonna add a new one. I know it's gonna look different, but it'll look better than just that top there and the drop off. So, and then we'll have more room for mulch to sit behind the wall. Now we don't want to go all the way up to the top with the dirt, because we don't need mulch when we put it in here running off the hill and over. There's plenty of rock and drainage behind this wall that if the water comes down and sits and permeates through, we're not going to have a problem. But let me get this ladder and then call it a day.